G'day guys, and a big welcome to the grand final tip, grand final preview, whatever you like to call it. It's Adelaide and Richmond who have proved themselves to be the two best teams in it for basically the whole season. And they will face off in a big clash at the MCG, as always, Saturday afternoon, as it should be. Don't make it twilight, don't make it Saturday night grand final. Just leave it how it is, it's fine. And it's going to be a massive test for both sides, especially the Crows, I think. We've got, it's going to be so intriguing. Have a look at the stats here, simplistically. The Crows lead in every area there. Crows are 15.5 wins as well. And I think the question with this one is not who the better team is. We know Adelaide's probably the better side, but the question really is who is the better side at the MCG. Being that's at the Tigers' home ground, that's quite a big advantage. They play there pretty much every week, 12, 13 games a year, whatever you like. And we've got Adelaide who played there a couple of times this year. And I really think that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. I think Adelaide had them for skill, pressure, general finish, and game plan style. I think they have them for all of that. But it'll come down to, can Richmond apply enough pressure and all those sorts of things? Can they really make the Crows pay on turnovers? All those sorts of things, which I'll delve into a little bit deeper. But if you have a look at the recent encounters, Adelaide have got the jump on the Tigers the last 3 times. They only play once a year, so yeah, they don't play too often, as you can see, literally once a year for the last 5 years. There you go. And earlier this year, they got a bit of a touch-up, the Tigers. It was probably their worst game of the year. They were in front at quarter time, I think. And they went down in the end, as you can see here, 40, 36, 76 points. Massive result there, but I think it was certainly much closer this time. And I guess a bit about the game. There'll be so many intriguing matchups. I think for game style, I think Adelaide have them. But I reckon if Richmond can apply enough pressure on the ball carrier and eliminate Adelaide's run to have those goals in behind the defence, as they often do, they often shift around, and you got the Crouch brothers who kick in on the angles. They really move where the ball's going, and that can shift opposition defences, and they really can catch out if there is no pressure between goal to goal line. If you saw the game against Geelong, there was countless scoring chains and involvements from Geelong's forward line. So that means there's not enough pressure on the ball carrier, and it means Adelaide are in red hot form. So a fair bit of that was, attributed to Geelong not applying enough pressure, which is crazy because we've got such a small forward line. Only Menzel and Hawkins, but anyway, I won't delve into that. If you want to know more about that, I've got the review on the Cats and the Crows game. But as we know, the Tigers have a very small forward line. Only have Jack Riewoldt, and we've got the Castagna, Butler, all these Caddy, and all these sorts of guys that can really snap at the heels and create a great contest and make it very difficult for the opposition to move out of their back line. And they set up that wall really well also once it is in their forward 50. And if an opposition tries to get out of defence, it's often the Tigers just finding a way out, or finding a way to get back for a repeat entry, and eventually they get you and get a goal. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out as well. And I think won and lost in midfield, it's no surprise, and it was Geelong's midfield getting basically punished. Last week we were faring okay, but quite simply couldn't really make them pay when we did move it forward. Adelaide have such a well-even sort of, set up. They've got very solid defence, midfield, and also forward line. Sloan back in will be massive as well after having his appendix out. It'll be better for the run after the prelim final. Tex Walker will be as well. Talia, another one that hasn't played much footy in the last month, so he'll take that in his stride. But I think matchup for matchup, the Crows have it, but certainly give the Tigers a massive chance. I guess some of the key matchups there, you'll have the Crouch brothers and Sloan in the midfield. Will anyone go to Dustin Martin? That'll be very interesting to see what happens there, if anyone's going to play an accountable role. I don't think Adelaide traditionally tag, so I think that'll be kept all pretty straightforward. The lineups won't be up yet, so I'm just being a bit optimistic there. But Mitch McGovern's confirmed out. He's no good. And I think Lambert Also had a slight niggle along with Prestia. I think a calf and a foot respectively there. But I reckon those guys will pop up. It's not every day you get to play off in the big dance. As long as they can run around and compete close to their best, I think they'll certainly play. I'd be shocked if they didn't. So yes, MCG. I'm thinking the Crows around the 4-goal mark here. It's going to be so tough, and I certainly think the Tigers are a massive chance as well. But it's all about the start. And most finals over the last few years, if you've been the better starter, you generally win the game. There's not too many teams that just come back and find a way once they are down. So that start is absolutely critical, and certainly need that to get the job done, or at least pencil in a great chance and give yourself the best chance to, take home the cup. And if they'll stay in Victoria, not too sure. Could go to South Australia. Crows probably deserve it, but I think either way you look at it, either one of these sides will think they're absolutely very stiff not to win it. And at the end of the day, there's going to be one side that's going to go home, and it's going to be one of the best days of their lives or one of the worst days of their lives. So it's going to be massive there, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a big build-up as it already has been. I'm going the Crows around the 4-goal mark. I just think with their electric forward line, they can really turn it on. Charlie Cameron, Eddie Betts, you got Taylor Walker, Joshy Jenkins as well, can get a few Joe the Gooses over the top, and he'll be wanting a big performance because he's talked the talk. Now he's got to walk the walk on the MCG. In saying all of that, though, certainly they haven't been amazing at the G. I think they beat Hawthorn there early in the year. Wasn't too convincing. That was when Hawthorn were really struggling or about to struggle quite tremendously. I think they just got over the line against Carlton as well. So they won't be super, super confident on the G, as we know what the Tigers can do there. That's their home deck. It's their bread and butter. And so it'll be very, very intriguing to see how they take the ground, the atmosphere. It certainly won't be to the degree of the prelim final due to corporates, and I don't really agree with that. But yes, look, going to be so juicy to watch. Can't wait, and hopefully the right team wins, and I'm sure it will be the case. I reckon the Crows around the 4-goal mark, and I'm voting for a good game of football. Just like Robert Di Domenico always says, football's always the winner. So those are my tips. Well, that is my tip for the grand final, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed my tips throughout the year. Just been solid as usual. I haven't done amazing, but I've got the job done. Just like the Crows did against the Cats last week, and also the Tigers. But I think, been reasonably happy with how that's gone this year, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the roller coaster of the tips this year. It's been an upsetting year, and been one of the most even years, so that's always a good thing too, as a general spectator, I guess, point of view. So thanks heaps for hanging around, guys. Chuck in your tips, like the video, and subscribe for more of these would be great. And I'll catch you guys all next time.